How do pressing triggers influence a soccer team's defensive line height? Imagine a game where a simple pass or a player's mistake sparks a quick, coordinated team effort to win back the ball. That moment is often driven by pressing triggers. These are specific cues during a match that tell a team when to press aggressively. They act like signals that activate the team's defensive response. The timing and location of these triggers are what shape how high or deep the defensive line sits. When a team notices an opponent with a weak first touch or a pass played to a less skilled player near the sideline, they often respond by pressing immediately. This causes the defensive line to move higher up the pitch. Moving higher compresses the space between defenders and midfielders. It makes it harder for the opponent to build attacks comfortably. By pressing early and close to the goal, teams increase their chances of winning the ball back in dangerous areas. Teams that press based on these triggers tend to keep their defensive line higher. For example, teams like Manchester City and Arsenal often push their defensive line around 51 meters from their goal line. That is well above the average. This high line helps them disrupt opponents early and regain possession quickly. But if a team presses less often or chooses a more cautious approach, the defensive line drops deeper. This creates more space behind the defenders, making it easier for opponents to attack. The height of the defensive line also affects how defenders and the goalkeeper work together. A higher line demands defenders to be quick and alert to avoid being caught out. The goalkeeper often plays further off the goal line to support the high line and act as a sweeper. Coaches use pressing triggers to control when and where their team presses. For example, if an opponent makes a poor touch or passes to a less dangerous player near the sideline, the team presses immediately. This tactic compresses the play area and forces mistakes. In summary, pressing triggers are the signals that tell a team when to press. These signals directly influence how high the defensive line sits. Teams that press aggressively based on these triggers tend to keep their defensive line higher to control space and pressure the opponent early. Teams that press less or more selectively usually keep a deeper defensive line. This relationship is a key part of modern soccer tactics and can be measured by analyzing how often teams press and how high their defensive line is during a game.